Good evening and welcome to Wisdom Walk Talk here on Black Hole Radio and my YouTube channel, Wisdom Walk to Self-Mastery. I am your host and guide, Jojapa Maria and Saroma. April is the first of 2 mineral months and brings a powerful energy for aligning with purpose. The radical and unprecedented global disruption that we've all been through in March by coronavirus has fully opened the portal to radical shift in human consciousness. Yeah, and yesterday was a really big one. Yeah, April 4th. So this month, we will have 2020 vision to see more clearly where we are and where we are not in alignment with higher purpose. In essence, we are receiving a cosmic message, which is my theme for April: grow up and commit. In this broadcast and video, I will focus on growing up and committing to unlearning. But first, just a reminder that when I'm broadcasting live, you can listen to this broadcast through a phone number, which is 563-999-3089. Again, that's 563-999-3089. I will upload a video of this broadcast by Tuesday to my YouTube channel, Wisdom Walk to Self-Mastery. And you can ask questions or leave comments on my Facebook page, which is Wisdom Walk Radio, my website, which is wisdomwalk2selfmastery.com, or in the comment sections below this video. But now I invite you to sit or lay back and join me for an exploration of the inner landscape where we can connect to our souls and discover the true treasure of being human. Wow, wow, wow. What a week. What a week. Lots of things continuing to change and shift and unfold. And so, as always, I want to begin my program by first starting off by honoring the ancestors. These are the persons whose shoulders we are standing upon, the persons who have come before us, and the persons for whom, if they hadn't gone through the challenges and the crises and things in their life and come out, we wouldn't be here. So this week again, I would like us to call on all the ancestors. So think about those persons that you know of that are no longer on this earth plane. They can be blood related or not. They can be a celebrity. Like for me right now, Sammy Davis is really kicking it with me. We're really being connected, yeah. Or again, it can be an angel, a spirit guide, a loving being, whatever. Just something that is out of this physical realm and that connects us more clearly to a higher realm. So you can say the names of family members out loud. For those of you practicing the Christian religion, today is Palm Sunday, and I know in my growing up this was a very special day when we would put on the Easter outfits from last year to go to Sunday school, come home and have a wonderful big family dinner. And boy, do I miss that big family dinner at 1:38 right now. So I'm shouting out to Lillian and Dolores and Frank and Francis and Alice and Bobby and Olga and so many more of my ancestors who made my growing up so special. So join me as we invoke them even more. Creator, Mother, Father, God, Source, all the one, all that is. We thank you, we thank you, we thank you for your blessing and mercy in our lives and for yet another opportunity to call out to your great emissaries, the ancestors. Creator, you have brought us to this time on this earth plane, an unprecedented time, such a great challenge to our spirits. And we know that we cannot get through this without great help. And so we're calling not just for physical help and support, but we're also calling for the non-physical help and support in the form of the ancestors, those who have come through greater challenges than even this and who have come out on the other side. Right now, we need their help, their love, their guidance, and their wisdom. So thank you for giving us access to them and remembrance of them. And so ancestors, 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 we call out to you and we invite you in as we invoke you to become our guides 24 hours a day. Please be with us, helping us remember the truth of who we are, helping us resist the temptation to put ourselves, and then that means everyone we know, in danger by giving in to our weaknesses and our temptations in regards to what the coronavirus is telling us that we have to do. Help us to stand strong, help us to have the patience, help us to have the wisdom so that we can get through this and come through out stronger, wiser, and more aware of how we are all connected on this beautiful planet. So again, ancestors, we thank you. We thank you for your loving support. And Creator, I want to thank you for this access to the ancestors in the name of all that is holy. I say, Amen. Ashe Ahoasai Shinga Bismillah, so it is. Ashe. Here we are in April. It's a mineral month, and mineral in the wisdom that I keep carries the energetic for remembering purpose and also for being connected and also for remembering the truth of who we are through the stories that have lived for thousands and thousands of years. And so this week in our mineral month, we are opening with a nature week. Yeah. So this Wednesday, the 8th, until Tuesday the 14th, we will be in the nature energy. And here's the opportunity. It's about, again, a welcoming the change. Be courageous. Open the door fully to the new transformative challenges and learnings which the universe is providing in answer to and in support of your prayers, intentions, goals, and annual commitments, meaning there is great treasure in coronavirus if we look for it and open to it. Receive the power of love and the supportive and playful energy of the nature element to experience the more of who you are. Now, distractions, of course, always come with opportunities, so be on the lookout for these. 1, addictive behaviors in whatever form they take: drugs, alcohol, indiscriminate sexual activity, overworking, over shopping, overeating, overuse of Facebook and other online portals, also other social media tools and apparatus. Be careful, be careful. Make sure you're giving yourself some time to feel that pain and to let it go, let it transform. Also, being judgmental of yourself and others, really easy to do right now. Like, so easy to do. I can't tell you, I was in such a judgment 2 days ago, and I'm coming out of it, but at least I was conscious of it, so I made sure I wasn't acting on it. It's just like, okay, I'm in judgment, and I need to work on it and let it go. So be on the lookout for that. And last but not least, taking yourself and other people or things too seriously. Yeah, we need to make sure that we keep humor going in the situation that we're going through right now. Now, next week, on the 15th, we will begin an Earth Week. Yeah. And it's going to be interesting because it's going to take us very close into what I'm reminding you about now, which is Earth Day. Earth Day, which will be on April the 22nd. And as I asked you last month, I'm reminding you to continue to hold and enact the intention to reduce the amount of plastic that you are using and disposing of. And hold that through to April 22nd. You'll learn that you can do it. You'll learn some alternatives to using plastic. And we can really make this 50th anniversary of Earth Day something very, very special for the Earth. Yes, yes. So Let me share with you the astrological happenings this week. We actually have a full moon coming up this Tuesday on the 7th, and it's a full moon in Libra. It will also be a super moon. Yeah, this is going to be the closest that the moon comes to the earth for this year of 2020. So it's a pretty powerful moon. And according to Lena Stevens, a wonderful shamanic astrologer I like, she's at thepowerpath.com. She says this moon is a good time to really appreciate what you have, such as the physical environment, friendships, loved ones, resources available to you, the freedoms you experience, your talents, your creativity, your wisdom, and all of the experiences that no one can take away from you. She goes on to mention that the kidneys are to be supported at this time, as well as circulation. So she really advises making sure you get some form of exercise daily and that you're drinking appropriate amounts of water. Like, don't let yourself get dehydrated. And more water than things with sugar in it. Yeah, create that. Like if you're intaking things that have, a corn syrup or even just, sugar that is good for you, but still make sure you're getting pure water into your system. Your kidneys will thank you for it. Lena goes on to say this is also a great time for communication and networking to keep the energetic circulation of community healthy. Inspire each other instead of feeding the drama and the fear. Be creative together as a way to support the emerging new forms. Spread love, not panic. I love that. That's like the new mantra. Spread love, not panic. And support truth and authenticity, being neutral instead of reactive. Yeah. Some wonderful, wonderful good advice for us for right now. So enjoy that beautiful Libra moon. Hopefully you'll be in a place where there's no clouds and you can see the fullness of the super moon. Yeah. So here's my overview of what I want to get through tonight with you. I want to start off talking about personal growth commitment and define that for you, because those are some loaded words, and so I want to explain to you how I'm using them. So I'm going to define them. Next, I'm going to share unlearning 3 dead paradigms, and I'll tell you what a paradigm is. And then I'll finish up, of course, with a personal challenge and awareness opportunity. So my announcement for this week went out with 2 quotes. One is from Abraham Maslow, who I talked about in the previous video last week. And he says, one can choose to go back toward safety or forward toward growth. Growth must be chosen again and again. Fear must be overcome again and again. Yeah. And then my second one is from Master Yoda, the great Jedi Knight and teacher, who says, you must unlearn what you have learned. Yeah. So line he says to Luke in The Empire Strikes Back when he's training him to be a Jedi Knight, and Luke's ship falls into the swamp, and Luke is like, oh, there's no way that ship can come out. And his teacher tells him, you need to unlearn what you've learned, because I'm getting ready to show you something here. Yeah. So, personal growth commitment, and then we're going to get to the unlearning. When we think about growing up, we are thinking, of course, about getting to the legal age to be able to drink, to be able to drive a car, to be able to get a job, to be able to get married. That's what we think about. I'm a grown-up. But when I'm talking about this growing up, I'm talking about personal development. I'm talking about becoming your authentic self and living in alignment with your highest purpose, right? So this isn't just about, let me go get a job and prove that I can make money. Now, this is really about listening to your and listening for your vocation. Like, what is it that you are really here to do? So sometimes we do have to go out first and just make money and grow and develop before we're really ready to step into that. But then there are people like Greta Thunberg at age 15 who gets aligned with her purpose at that young age. And so she's out there doing what she needs to do. Yeah. Now, commitment in this, personal growth commitment. As you know, when we think about a commitment, the first thing we think about, oh my God, it's a burden, or it's something that I can't keep, And so it in the English language, it does come with a lot of connotation for something that's really hard and bad, it's a bad connotation. But I'd like you to think about personal growth commitment in this way. It's the commitment, the willingness and dedication to stay on your unique path despite whatever else is going on around you. And although you may be tempted to make a detour, you try not to, or if you do take that detour, that you find your way back to what is right and true for you. So the commitment piece is really like setting an intention. It becomes like a focal point. It becomes a directional guide for you, right? And so when we talk about personal growth commitment, we're saying, I'm committing to become the best version of myself. I'm committing to be aligned with my higher purpose. I'm committed to really experiencing my life from a place of deep meaning and fullness and purpose, that I don't want to stay superficial for my entire time on the earth plane. So to do that, there are some paradigms that we definitely have to unlearn, especially for the world we're living in right now. And a paradigm is basically a way in which we perceive and even understand the world around us. It's things we assume. And in my broadcast on March 1st, I talked about the need to adapt to emerging truths that directly affect our daily lives in the areas of relationships, work, success in life, and how we perceive everything and everyone as disposable. For example, I talked about how losing our tolerance for domestic violence has us now understand that codependency is not love, and that interdependency is what we are working toward, what we're aspiring, and that is equality, shared resources, shared capacity to respect, honor, and support one another. And it's what we believe we can experience in all relationships, whether they're intimate, familial, or in our profession, in the work world. So, and again, you can, view that, find that video on my website and on my YouTube channel and check it out. It's from March 1st. But now I want to go a little deeper with you. And I want to share how some scientific discoveries from 100 years ago have greatly impacted our lifestyle, but now need to impact our personal development. Because we are still holding on to some dead paradigms that are no longer true. And if we continue to believe in them, we will suffer. And humanity will suffer. Yeah. So first I got to give you a little science. Here's a little science lesson. In 1900, Max Planck, a German classical pianist and revolutionary physicist, theoretical physicist, he becomes the father of quantum physics, which is, it's a way to describe the properties of nature on an atomic scale. So this is like, let me see through what all of these solid things in the world are made up of. And so this is where we get, how the atom is and what is in an atom, and then what's in the things that are in the atom, and then what's in the things that are in that, and you just keep going down and down to discover what's really going on, what are things made of. So again, this is back in 1900 that he theorizes this. By 1921, Albert Einstein gets a Nobel Prize in physics for his realistic interpretation of Planck's theory, which means that now we got more proof, like what he's talking about, that there's these smaller units of matter, call it that, that we need to be aware of, that is real. Okay. And then the year after that, in 1922, the Danish physicist and philosopher Niels Bohr, he receives a Nobel Prize in physics for foundational contributions to understanding atomic structure and quantum theory. So, what you need to know is that the results of all their work, and many other people, because it's not just 3 people that were working on this stuff, but all the folks who were working on this like 100 years ago, okay, that evolved into really what we call our modern world, because their work results not only in the atomic bomb, but in computers, rockets to the moon, Hubble Space Telescope, smart TVs, smartphones, Zoom, microwave ovens, and Tesla. And I could go on and on. In other words, all of our modern technology has resulted from these breakthrough things that these physicists did 100 years ago. So, when these things have shown up and they've created this different understanding of the world and how the world operates, that means that we have to get a different understanding of who we are and how we operate. Yeah. So this next bit of information I'm going to share with you is coming from this book by Deepak Chopra, and it's called Power, Freedom, and Grace. And in the back of this, he has a whole listing of old paradigms and new paradigms. Another book I want to share with you, just so you see it and can think about it. This is by a wonderful physicist called Amit Goswami, and it's called The Visionary Window. And what he does is he relates ancient wisdom from India to this modern science. Excuse me. So, here we go. So here's the first dead paradigm. And this is, our external world is real because it's physical. Makes sense, right? Our internal world is unreal because it exists in our imagination. Well, because of quantum physics, that's now a dead paradigm, just with everything I just said. Here's what is the living paradigm. The external world and the internal world are projections of one being, the source of all creation. Both are patterns of movement of energy within infinite consciousness. Wow. So here's the question. When it comes to living your dreams, how are you limiting yourself based on external, physical circumstances? What internal beliefs do you need to shift to experience your happy endings in life? Dead paradigm number 2. Time is local, measurable, and limited. Again, right? Makes sense? Dead paradigm. Here's a living one. Time is non-local, immeasurable, and eternal. The fact that we can localize time is just a notice, a perceptual artifact, I love that, based on the quality of our attention. Notice how when you travel to someplace new for the first time, how long it takes but then when you're going back home and using the exact same route, it's always faster. Yeah, like what's that about? Yeah, it's because this time is a perception. So here's the question. How are you using time as the excuse for not living your purpose or manifesting the life that you want to live? Yeah. Dead paradigm number 3. Because solid objects are separated from one another in space and time, our individual needs are separate from the needs of other living beings. In other words, it doesn't matter. I can do whatever I want in my home, in my community. That has nothing to do with the person next door or the person on the other side of the planet. No, because, I'm solid. I'm solid and separate. Coronavirus has really come to demonstrate how much that is a dead paradigm. Okay? Because here's the living paradigm. Because everything we see as solid is ultimately an illusion because of the discovery of the quantum realm, where concentrations of intelligent energy can be transformed, but not destroyed. Interesting. Our needs are interdependent and inseparable from the needs of other living beings. This is called the ecology of all living things. And a wonderful sociologist that I really like, and he's another philosopher, he talks about us needing to shift from what he says, the ego to the echo. From this egoic way of thinking about what's going on in the world to a more ecological understanding of how every system is connected. So here's the question. How is your belief in the rugged individual or the chosen one paradigm putting you and those around you at risk from the coronavirus? This is so important. I will say this one again. How is your belief in the rugged individual or the chosen one paradigm putting you and those around you at risk from the coronavirus? Yeah, really think about that. So here's a personal challenge and awareness opportunity. In addition to those 3 questions that I just shared with you regarding your engagement with dead paradigms, I'm going to ask you which characteristics of a self-actualized person are you actually experiencing and maintaining, and which do you need to develop? And so I'm just going to go down the list again of the self-actualized person. They love themselves unconditionally from the inside out, are not codependent. They experience life as meaningful and are able to ride the waves. They wholeheartedly commit to healing from past pain and trauma. They know how to recognize and transform their pain without transferring it. They do not believe in being a victim to circumstances or life. They are humble yet confident in their skill, talents, and gifts. And they believe they are connected to humanity, and they practice social solidarity for the good of others and themselves. Yeah. Just as a reminder, this personal challenge will be listed in the box below my YouTube video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the bell so you can get all of my notices. And thank you so much. So, in closing today, I want to acknowledge that today, being Palm Sunday, is the completion of the 40-day Sit Down With Me practice. Oh my God! Which began on February the 26th, the first day of Lent. Congratulations to all of those who participated with me and Magella on this journey. I have fingernails now. and I'm not going to bite my fingers ever again. I'm really clear about that. We will be recording our final video for the end of week 6, and we'll share it by this coming Thursday. And again, if you're not a Facebook friend, you can still access my Facebook page, Wisdom Walk Radio, to see those conversations between the two of us. They're about 20 minutes long, 10 to 20 minutes long. But again, to everyone who took on the challenge and the opportunity, congratulations. Yeah, good work. Very good work. And I'd love to hear about what occurred for you that you found remarkable. Please Facebook me, go to my website, whatever, let me know. I'd really appreciate it. Also, closing, I want to shout out to my wonderful engineer, Miss Yvette Parker, and to the entire Black Hole Radio Be Well family for continuing to make sure that I can be here with you every Sunday. Also want to shout out to my regular listeners out there, of course, to Ms. Sarah, who is just an amazing, amazing human being and has such an incredible ability to hold space for me while I do this work every Sunday. Love you, Sarah. Love you. And to all of those who have wisdom walk with me, and you know who you are, to my family, my spiritual kin, my transformational leadership colleagues, my medicine brothers and sisters around the world, and my wonderful spiritual mentors in New York, Janitha and Kukau. I couldn't be doing any of this without your love and guidance. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you're listening in for the first time or watching for the first time, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. I couldn't do this without your support. Now, next week, I will continue with my April theme, Grow Up and Commit, with commitment to listening. Yeah. Again, my book is Wisdom Walk to Self-Mastery, Ancient Wisdom for Transforming Pain, available through Amazon, through Kindle, through Barnes & Nobles, through Walmart, and other booksellers that you can find online. And last but not least, I want to thank my God, my ancestors, my spirit guides and loving entities, everything that walks with me, keeps my head to the sky, my feet to the ground, and my heart open to do this important work with and for all of you. Have a healthy and safe nature week. Practice social distancing. Wear that face mask when you go out. A bandana will do it. And most importantly, please remember, you are not disposable. You are divine. Good night now.